Your father has about 4 weeks, Eleanor. Tell me, where is Ava?
That's my father. He's waiting for a heart.
And when you shipped Ava off, did it cross your mind how important she is to me?
If I don't tell you, would you really let him die?
Try me.
She's in Switzerland, Gustwad. The private chalet in my name. My father's medication, you promised.
Someone will contact the hospital tomorrow. Remember this, Eleanor. That was your last.
The infidelity clause is ironclad. With the medical coercion, we can file immediately. 3 weeks, a month at most.
The dream deserved a funeral. I was just the one digging the grave.
Dr. Reed, that Apple Watch band is exactly the same as the one you gave me.
Chloe liked mine and wanted one too. Ellie, you don't mind, do you?
If it bothers you, I'll return it.
Why would you return a gift?
If I was severing ties, I would sever them completely.
I would attend Chloe's birthday party. Not as a wife, as a goodbye.
Dr. Vant, you're really resigning? Does Dr. Reed know?
He does. hand is ruined. I can't perform surgery anymore. What's the point of staying?
After you exiled her, she couldn't adapt. Insomnia, she couldn't keep food down. Eleanor apologized to her.
And if I refuse? Landon, it's fine. Really. I can take a little mistreatment. After all, Eleanor is still Mrs. Black.
Haven't I told you not to be this selfless? From now on, I'm going to spoil you rotten. You can do whatever you want.
Some warmth is never meant to be shared.
Business call. I'll take it on the alchemy. Drink your tea. Be good.
See? You thought you could send me away because you're Mrs. Blackwood? His body and his heart are both with me.
If you want him, take him. I don't need your charity. He'll be mine soon enough. And your title? I'll be wearing it soon.
Eleanor, you won't apologize, so you resort to this?
It wasn't me. Check the surveillance footage.
Please, don't blame her. I'll just go.
Fine, we will. I finally got you back, and you're trying to leave my sight again? Do you want to kill me?
I will see justice done for this, Ava. I promise you.
He never checked the footage. He didn't need truth. He had already chosen his side.
Landon! Look at the footage! It was her! It wasn't me!
I don't need to look, I believe her. I'll be your furnace for life.
Some promises are true when they're spoken. Time just rots them from the inside.
Mr. Blackwood says next time, the punishment will not be so lenient.
Mr. Blackwood requires your presence tonight. Charity Gala as Mrs. Blackwood.
She's here. Why am I here?
It wasn't the plan. She'd never been to one of these. She wanted to see it, so I brought her. Don't be petty.
Unlimited authorization confirmed.
Landon, I really wanted that one.
Let her have it.
No, she can't authorize an unlimited bid, but I can. I am your wife. Under the law, marital assets are jointly held. He can gift you all the trinkets he wants. You will never, ever be my equal.
Yes, you are his wife. I'm just his dirty little secret. I shouldn't even dream, Landon. I think we should end this.
I told you I'd get bored of her eventually. Did you have to drive her away like this?
Whether she stays or goes, what does that have to do with me?
No Ava tonight?
I'm going to do my best to keep you two separated from now on, to stop you from getting so upset.
He wasn't protecting me. He was protecting her from me.
There, have I finally managed to cheer you up?
He could lay the world at my feet. It would never buy back what he had done.
I told you to stay at the villa.
I just wanted to wish Eleanor a happy birthday. I even brought a gift.
I don't want to see you.
It was a party for me. He still made her the center of it. You probably don't know this, Eleanor, but all those birthday gifts, I got first pick. Those are my rejects. The moment he left us alone, Ava stopped pretending.
He has to check in with me constantly. Look, baby, just bear it a little longer. I'll be back with you soon, I promise.
What do you want, Ava?
Your title, Mrs. Blackwood. I want you gone.
Soon I will be entirely.
Eleanor! You attacked her? Again?
I didn't.
I saw it! Was the cold room not enough for you? I told you, whatever you do to her, I will repay tenfold!
No, please. It's okay.
What are you afraid of? I'm right here. I've told you, you can do anything. You could tear the sky down, and it wouldn't matter. She hit you. Now you hit her. 10 times.
I couldn't.
I'll show you how. That's for learning to fight back. That's for being too timid for your own good.
On my birthday, my husband held his mistress's hand and used it to beat me. That was the moment my heart finally died.
Does your hand hurt? Let's get some ice on that, my love.
Landon Blackard, I regret loving you. I regret it with every atom of my being.
Hold still.
I drove myself to Mount Sinai with my face throbbing under the bandages he had earned me.
Miss Vance, please, have a heart. Just give up your position. Let our Ava be Mrs. Blackhood.
Step away from my car.
Ava truly loves Mr. Blackhood. Can't you just give them your blessing?
I said step away.
Dad, Mom, this is...
From that moment on, Landon Blacker no longer existed in my world.
What's wrong, sweetheart?
Nothing. Just a weird feeling. I told her not to bother me. So why hasn't she?
sorry. The number you have dialed is no longer in service.
Don't worry, she's probably just busy or throwing a tantrum so you'll chase her. She's your wife. Where could she possibly run to?
Fine. Let her wait. Let's see who breaks first.
Is it Eleanor? Tell her to wait in the lobby. She's gone silent for 2 weeks. She can wait a little longer.
Mr. Blackwood, sir, someone is here to see you. Sir, it's not Mrs. Blackwood. It's the investment group.
Eleanor, what the hell kind of game is this? The Silent Treatment Act is old. Come out right now, and I swear I'll give you more of my time. Ava was just a distraction. You're the one I love. You're irreplaceable. I don't want a divorce.
She did this weeks ago.
And I never even noticed.
The number you have dialed is not in service.
I don't care what it costs. I don't care what laws you have to break. You find Eleanor Vance and her family. Trace every flight, every transaction, every camera. She is my wife. Find her. Now! We found them, sir. She activated the infidelity clause in your prenuptial agreement. The divorce was fast-tracked. It's been legally finalized for weeks. The family changed their names under a sealed identity relocation order. We tracked them as far as Paris. After that, they're ghosts.
If I may, sir, you don't seem to love her anymore. Isn't the divorce a convenient resolution? You're free to be with Ms. Monroe. Why this obsession?
Because she's mine. Because she's mine.
Sir, Ms. Monroe is not what she appears. On this drive is the surveillance footage, the hot tea incident, the birthday slap, the parking lot accident. It was all her. All of it. She destroyed your marriage, sir, and you helped her.
Landon! Is it Eleanor again? What lies is she telling about me now? I'll just leave. If my being here causes you so much trouble, I'm gone.
Alex, bring Ms. Monroe back in here and lock the door. You scheming, manipulative little viper.
How dare you? She was my wife. You made me into a monster for your ambition.
No, I didn't. It was Eleanor.
Alex, whatever she did to my wife, she will suffer tenfold. Start now. Begin by returning the favor of every slap she ever had me deliver.
No, please. please. I'm sorry. I'll apologize to Eleanor. I'll do anything. My face.
Get her out of my sight. The guards can finish the punishment. Then enroll her in a mandatory mental health program, a real clinic. When she's out, she and her parents will sign a confession to their insurance fraud and extortion. They'll repay every cent. I never want to see any of them again.
You said I could tear the sky down and you'd forgive me. You taught me to be like this.
Love you? You were a shiny new toy, and now you're broken. The only person I ever truly loved is gone because of it.
For the first time, Landon watched the truth without Ava's tears standing in front of it. Too late, he finally understood the difference between appetite and love.
Party at the club tonight. Bring the new little plaything. Leave the dragon at home.
Ava is gone. And if you ever speak about my wife, my ex-wife, with that kind of disrespect again, I will dismantle your family's shipping empire. Is that clear?
Fine, fine. So you're single again?
Carter is already moving.
Carter Thorne?
He won't miss his shot this time.
There was one man Landon had always ignored because he never seemed dangerous. A quiet man who had loved me for years. And now he was already in France.
She loves me. I'm gonna find her, explain, and fix this. You had no chance with her then, and you have no chance now!
She doesn't have to love me, Landon. Not yet. But at least I am not the man who tortured her. She will never come back to a monster like you. I'd rather be whatever she needs until she heals.
Don't blame Julian or anyone else for your choices. Plenty of men in your circle don't cheat. You did this because you wanted to. You got bored. You got cruel. You did this all by yourself. Goodbye, Landon.
That truth hit harder than any accusation. He couldn't blame Ava. He couldn't blame his friends. He had burned his own kingdom down.
We're sorry. We egged you on. It was a game to us. We didn't think you'd actually destroy your whole life over it.
He remembered the small things. My laugh. My cold feet under his thigh on the couch. The look on my face the last day he split his week between wife and mistress like it was generosity. He thought I looked calm. What I really looked was free.
Sorry, Eleanor, God. I'm so sorry.
The whiskey didn't drown him. It dragged up the beginning. The day he first saw me in the rain and thought fate had chosen for him. Some moments are written in the rain. You don't choose them. They choose you.
Hey, do you need a ride? You look like a drowned kitten.
No, thank you. I'm fine.
I won't get in the car. See? It's just a car. You get in, get dry. The rain will stop soon.
Some stories begin not with a word, but with a look. Small, persistent offerings. A silent language. Days blurred into a dance of near misses and quiet devotion. And in that final glance, I knew. I knew exactly how deep it had gone.
I became my father.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. It just rots in the same soil. Some wounds are self-inflicted, and he's finally ready to bleed.
We traced her, Switzerland, a small town. And she isn't alone. Carter Thorne is there, with her parents, having dinner, looking like family.
Get the jet ready.
Eight months after the divorce, I was in Geneva with my parents and Carter Thorne when the ghost of my old life burst through the door.
Carter!
before I kill you myself!
What about you, Carter? You're from the same world. You'll do the same to her eventually. It's in our blood.
Then Carter answered the question Landon had never once asked himself honestly.
No, it's not in our blood. But to be certain, the day Eleanor agreed to date me, I signed a legally binding document. If I am ever unfaithful, by any definition, she gets everything. My entire personal fortune. No arbitration, no appeal. I love her. But she doesn't need me. That's the difference. She's with me because she wants to be. The second she doesn't, she's free. Can you say the same about your version of love? I was wrong. Everything I did was wrong. I know I can't fix it. Punish me. Kill me. Do whatever you want. Just don't leave me here alone. I can't breathe in a world without you.
Here, I put my life in your hands, just like you were in mine.
No, I don't want your life, Landon. I just want you gone. You are a chapter of my life that is over. You're not the villain of my story. You're not the tragic hero. You're just... nothing.
Don't follow us. You've lost, Landon. Accept it. Get help. Genuine, professional help. That's the only way you'll ever find peace. I kept calling it blood. It was choice.
It was the first honest thing he had given me in a very long time.
I returned to connect to your means of payment this fell.
This is the exact spot I first saw you. You were arguing with a professor about Virginia Woolf. You were brilliant, alive, impossible to ignore. I fell in love with you in a single breath. I was too slow then. I won't be slow now. Life is terrifyingly short, and true love is rare. I have loved you from the shadows for almost a decade. I have loved you in the light for 2 years. I will love you, protect you, and walk beside you, never in front of you, for as long as I have. Eleanor Vass, will you marry me?
With Carter, love never felt like a cage. It felt like air.
Yes. Yes, I will.
I heard later that Landon was in Geneva that day. He did not come to the chapel. He stood alone on a balcony at the Foundation's European office, looked toward the mountains, and then went back to work. Years passed. The pain faded into scar tissue. Then, autumn afternoon, the past and the present met one last time across a park in Geneva. They say the past is a foreign country. But here, in this moment, it feels like we're finally home. Some endings aren't fires. Sometimes they're just a nod, across a pond.
He looks well.
He does. He finally kept his promise. He learned how to let go.
Some endings are just new beginnings in disguise. And so, we walked forward. We left the water behind. For the first time in a long time, I felt the sun on my face. We didn't need to lead each other. We just needed to walk. And there she was, our future, held gently in the light. We walked into the light, and we didn't look back.
They say the past is a foreign country, but I've found my peace, right here, in the quiet. I thought it would still break me. Grief is a heavy companion, but life goes on. And in that light, I saw it. Not an ending, but a release. Quiet, gratitude. Some doors are never meant to be opened, and yet, I see you. I'm glad you're well. I'm sorry. Thank you. Goodbye. He watched them go, and for the first time in years, he did not want to follow. He didn't delete her. He didn't erase her. He just stopped trying to keep her. The scar was still there, but it no longer irked. And against all odds, his story was not over. Legacy isn't written in ledgers. It's etched in the choices we make when no one is watching.
My name is Landon Blackwood. I was married once to a woman named Eleanor. She was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I destroyed her. I am here to tell you how. What I'm about to tell you will change how you see me, and it should. Power is not love. Control is not devotion. A human heart is not a possession. I will spend the rest of my life trying to be worthy of the love I threw away. I will never be. That's not self-pity. That's just math. Some debts can't be repaid. But that doesn't mean you stop trying. The trying is the point.
He never spoke Eleneth's new name aloud. He guarded her privacy with the same veracity he once used to control her. This time, he used it to keep his shadow off her life. The foundation kept growing, and Landon kept working, as if labor itself were the only prayer left to him. Legacy is not about the noise you make, but the work you leave behind. They say power is a stage, but some prefer the wings. To truly listen is to hold the quietest kind of power. The exit is not retreat. It is a statement, and the world begins to wonder.
His were me from your banner.
The room is quiet, untouched, at peace. Time passes. Quietly.
This was left in Mr. Blackwood's will. He asked that it be delivered to you personally.
Thank you.
After all these years, only this.
Decades ago, she had received his confession. No request for forgiveness, no demand. Now, the final image joined it. The past had arrived at her door one last time. She did not let it inside for long.
That was from him, wasn't it?
It was. He's gone.
Are you okay?
I am. I've been okay for a long time. He found his peace. I hope he knows I found mine too.
And so they found their peace at the end of all things.